living things perform various activities in their life, and for performing these activities, energy is required. The primary source of energy is food consumed by living organisms. There are also other sources such as inorganic sources, which includes carbon dioxide and water. The energy thus obtained is used for biosynthesis of body components like cells, organs and tissues, and for other complex reactions. The process of taking in food and converting it into energy and other vital nutrients required for life is termed as nutrition. Nutrition is derived from the Latin word nutritionem. It means substances which nourish. The food taken up by an organism is made up of nutrients like carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals and proteins. Nutrients are materials which provide energy to the organisms. The requirement of nutrients vary in different organisms. Carbohydrates, proteins and fats are the main nutrients required in large amounts. They are called macronutrients. Minerals and vitamins are required in small amounts and hence they are called micronutrients. Some organisms use simple food materials like carbon dioxide and water, while some others use complex food materials which are first broken down into simpler ones and then utilized by the body. Enzymes are the biocatalysts which helps in the breaking down of these complex substances into simpler ones. The mode of nutrition varies from one species to the other. It means the methods of obtaining food by an organism varies from one another. Broadly, there are two types of nutrition. First is autotrophic nutrition and the other type is heterotrophic nutrition. Let's focus on autotrophic nutrition first. The term autotrophic is formed by the combination of two terms, auto and trophic. Auto means self and trophy means nutrition. So, the word autotrophic means self-nutrition. Let's frame a definition for it. Autotrophic nutrition is a process where an organism prepares its own food from simple inorganic materials like water, mineral salts and carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight. Green plants have an autotrophic mode of nutrition. Plants prepare their own food in the presence of sunlight and hence they are autotrophs. Plants synthesize their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means production or to build. It's in the presence of chlorophyll that plants use energy from sunlight to produce food from inorganic materials like carbon dioxide and water. Different plant parts play different roles to complete the process of photosynthesis. They are leaves, stomata and roots. Leaves are considered as food factories of the plant. The leaves of a plant are green due to the presence of chlorophyll in them, which is seen in chloroplast. Stomata is the small microscopic openings present at the lower epidermis of the leaf, where gaseous exchange takes place. Roots absorb minerals and water from the soil and transport it to different parts of the plant. In the process of photosynthesis, a lot of oxygen is released. Let us understand it with the help of an equation. 6CO2 plus 12H2O in the presence of light energy and chlorophyll pigments gives C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O. C6H12O6 is the molecular formula of glucose. Glucose is the simplest food and it is also called simple sugar. Let's find out what happens during the process of photosynthesis. The plant draws up water and minerals from soil by roots. Minerals such as nitrogen, phosphorus, iron and magnesium are also absorbed by the roots. Nitrogen is converted to nitrates and nitrites and then they are involved in photosynthesis. The carbon dioxide enters the leaves through tiny pores called stomata. Depending on the requirement of gases and water molecules, specialized cells called guard cells open and close, which allow the movement of molecules across the cell. Stomata gets closed when the plant does not need carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. The sunlight provides energy to carry out chemical reactions, and chlorophyll present in the green leaves help in absorbing this light energy to carry out chemical reactions. Oxygen is produced as a byproduct in the process, which goes out into the air. The food prepared by leaves is present in the form of simple sugar called glucose. This glucose is then sent to other parts of the plant. Thus, green plants convert sunlight energy to chemical energy. The steps of photosynthesis are absorption, conversion and reduction. During absorption, the chlorophyll present in the leaves traps the light rays from the sun. And during conversion, the absorbed light energy gets converted into chemical energy through various processes. The water absorbed will get split into hydrogen and oxygen molecules. Reduction is the last step. Carbon dioxide gets reduced, that is, hydrogen molecules combine with carbon to form carbohydrates. Hence, we can summarize the equation as 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 12 water molecules get converted into 6 molecules of oxygen and 6 water molecules and carbohydrates in the presence of sunlight and green chlorophyll pigment on the leaf. It is not necessary that all the steps of photosynthesis take place one after the other. The extra glucose is stored in the leaves of the plant in the form of starch. Glucose and starch belongs to carbohydrates category. Examples of autotrophs include blue-green algae and even bacteria such as cyanobacteria. Next, let's learn about the heterotrophic nutrition. Heteros means others and trophy means nutrition. So, heterotrophic nutrition is a mode of nutrition in which an organism cannot synthesize its own food from simple inorganic materials like carbon dioxide and water. They are dependent on other organisms in order to survive. Those organisms which cannot prepare their own food and are dependent on other organisms for food are known as heterotrophs. All the animals including dog, cat, lion, man, etc. are heterotrophic in nature. They depend on autotrophs for food. Organisms have various adaptive modes to exist in the environment. Hence, there are various types of heterotrophic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition, saprotrophic nutrition and finally parasitic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition is the process of nutrition in which an organism takes the complex organic food materials into its body by the process of ingestion. This is a step-by-step process that involves ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and excretion. During this process, food that have been consumed is slowly broken down into smaller organic substances by the process of digestion. After the useful particles and food have been absorbed, the unimportant ones and the waste particles are eliminated from the body by the process of excretion. All vertebrates classified under animals exhibit Holozoic nutrition. Apart from them, certain unicellular organisms like amoeba exhibit Holozoic nutrition. Now, let's discuss about Holozoic nutrition in amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular organism that exhibits Holozoic mode of nutrition. First, the amoeba encircles the food by projecting its pseudopodia, after which it uses the process of phagocytosis to engulf the food. Next is the process of digestion, which occurs when the food vacuoles of amoeba that are rich in digestive enzymes help in breaking down food into smaller and easily digestible substances. After that, the cytoplasm absorbs the digested food and leaves behind the undigested substances. The food already absorbed, on the other hand, is utilized in the production of energy and eventually helps in the development and growth of the cell. Lastly, the process of Holozoic nutrition in amoeba ends when the cell membrane ruptures to excrete the unwanted and undigested food substances. Holozoic organisms can be classified into the following three types: herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Herbivores are organisms that depend upon plants for their source of food and nutrition. Most herbivores have digestive systems which support in digesting all kinds of plants and grasses. Examples of herbivores include deers, elephants, cows, etc. Carnivores are organisms that feed on, consume or depend on other animals for their source of food. Examples of carnivores include tigers, wolves, lions, etc. Omnivores are animals that can survive by depending on both animals or plants as their source of food. Examples of omnivores are humans, pigs, ants, cockroaches, etc. The second type of heterotrophic nutrition is saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition is a type of heterotrophic nutrition where organisms obtain their food sources from the remains of decaying organic substances, including dead organisms, decomposed leaves and plant remains, etc. Mushrooms and few fungi forms exhibit saprophytic mode of nutrition. The last one is parasitic nutrition. In this type of heterotrophic mode of nutrition, the organism derives its food from another living organism. The organism that derives its food and shelter from other organisms is known as parasite, while the organism that lends food and shelter is known as a host. Mosquitoes, tapeworms are few examples of parasites.